You are listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast series that syndicates for the A-List Online. My name is Andrew Mackay-Smith. Hope you're well. The interview subject I have coming up for you is from Japan, and she is one of the greatest shredders in the music industry at the moment. Her name is Saki, and she has joined forces with Frédéric Leclercq, who I've had on the podcast series twice, in a group called Amahiru. Amahiru. It's sterling stuff. We talk all about what the band sounds like. A bit of an odd combination, I think, up front, but once you get used to the music, it actually takes on a charm all of its own. And then you've got her shredding. It's like Orianthi on steroids. That's the way that I could probably describe the way she does her thing. She's a metal shredder, in other words, where Orianthi's still more rock. Saki is a metal shredder. Fantastic stuff. So the debut from Amahiru will be out on the 27th of November 2020. There's CD and streaming copies, or a streaming version will be available. So there you go. So here she is, the very lovely Saki from Amahiru.
How has the calls and the interviews been going with the Australian media?
Yeah, it's so fun. So it's the first time to be interviewed by the Australian media. Thank you.
And have they been going very well? Have they been interesting calls?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. All right, look, let's kick things off then, because look, I know you're on a tight schedule tonight. So, look, you are in Saki. Thank you so much for agreeing to the interview to begin with. It's a pleasure to talk to you. I love your guitar playing. You are, all over it. You're one of the best guitarists in the world out there at the moment on the stage. So,
no, thank you so much.
Magnificent player, and you're showing people. I've got two daughters, and you are showing my daughters that the girls can shred just as well as the boys. So there you go. Marty Friedman.
Oh, thank you.
But you're very creative. You're in a lot of bands, and I'm going to do a bit of a name check, or a roll call, I should say. So you got Amahiru. I hope I pronounced the band correctly.
Yeah, Amahiru.
Amahiru.
Yes.
Mary's Blood, very good band. Nemophila.
Yeah.
Shred Races and Iron Bunny. And a band that I don't think I'm going to pronounce correctly, but is it Neon Yaon?
Yeah. Naon no Yaon. Yeah.
So where do you find the time, Saki? Where do you find the time for all these bands?
Yeah. It's so hard to doing the three things. The Mary's Blood, Nemophila, Amahiru. It's so tough, but for me, it's just so happy to play in a different band, because so all the three bands has the different sounds, and so I can play in the different songs and the different styles. It's just so happy to do in their three bands. Marriage Blood is more like a straight. I has a so strong straight voice, so we want to doing the more straight heavy metal. For the Nemophila, so Mayu is a vocalist, has the straight voice too, but she has she can do like screams too. So we're thinking about doing a little bit modern, like so some taste of the metalcore and also the J-pop things. So
Nice.
Then Amahiru is so Archie has the great voice, so we want to doing it's a basically hard work and heavy metal, but at the same time we want to improve and progress in many genres.
Very good. Okay. Yeah. So you do have your self-titled debut though with Amahiru with Fred. Okay, and it'll be released on the 27th of November. Now, I've had two conversations with Fred in the past, so I know he's a lovely fella, very nice guy to interview, and I assume he's a very good bandmate too. Now, what you guys have done together here on Amahiru, for my ears, it sounds like Five Finger Death Punch or Nickelback with shred guitars, with those lovely shred guitars that you've got. So My question for you is, did the album turn out how you hoped that it would?
Sorry?
Did the album turn out how you hoped? Are you happy with the album?
Yeah. It's so happy. And we already finished the whole process last year. And at first we thought to release in the end of the 2019, but it's so difficult to release in at the same time in the Japanese label and also the foreign countries label. So it was delayed a little bit, and in this year, so because of the situations, so it delayed again. Anyway, but so it's so happy to release in this month, and so I hope everyone like this album.
It's very listenable. You know what I'm saying? It should attract a wide audience because the type of music you've done, it reminds me also, I don't know, or of course I won't know if you've got this comparison in the past because we haven't spoken yet, but Orianthi.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar to Orianthi, you know, like rock and roll, but great guitar solos, very meaningful guitar solos that are very expressive, very creative, and that's what you bring. And so how did you meet Fred? How did you guys connect?
At first, Mary's Blood opened their Dragonforce show in Hong Kong in 2015. So that was the first time we met, and so we drank so much. So not only Fred, with all the members of Mary's Blood and
Nice.
Dragonforce, and then after this, so they finished the Asian tour, so they came to Japan, and then we met again. So then we talked about so much things for the music, and then after that, at first, so I was thinking about to release the solo album. Then so it's just so normal to do in here and doing with the Japanese musician. It's good, but it's going to be normal. So then the Japanese label and me so contact him. So what do you think about the making the album together? Then so we decided to start as a project. Yes, it was the start of the Amahiru.
Okay, so did you write the music, or was it a collaborative affair between the both of you?
We collaborated. So we invite him in here the early of the 2019. So we write together. So he wrote some songs or some parts of the riff, only the riff and the melodies, and so we put together everything in here, then we finished all the 12 songs in here. Yeah. Then so it was good to writing the song together with him because we're so creative things to making the song with another person, and also for his songs it's the same for my songs, but we thought that Amahiru has a hard sound at the same time, has some Japanese things. We should put the Japanese things. So at that process, we use some things to put the Japanese photo and also the
very nice.
Yeah, Japanese food and something like that.
Okay, so you've got a number of guests on the album, and the fallen, the great, and may he rest in peace, one of the greatest drummers in heavy metal history, Sean Reinert. I was very surprised to see his name appear, and I'm with you, it's very sad. that he left us, because his drumming in Death and in Cynic is it's revolutionary. It changed the game.
Yeah.
And it was so lovely to see that you connected with him before he passed away. So he guests on Bringing Me Down, and I know there are 2 versions there, but can you tell me how you guys formed a relationship and how he came onto the album?
Yeah, actually, at first we asked Sean to play the whole album, but after he finished the Bringing Me Down, he said he was so busy for the Japan, so family things like here's something. So he said that sorry, but I'm a little bit busy, so it's so difficult to do during the schedule. So so we said it's okay to please don't think about it. So please focus on your things. Then he left only one song, but we talked to him on the phone. So he's so nice, and it was so sad that he passed away. I was so shocked for that, but it was the only good thing to he played one song for this album. Then so after he passed away, so Fred called his family, then it was good to and take his playing for the album, and then they said okay, and for the Bring Me Down, for the all, how do I say? Sorry, I'm not good at the English.
No, you got great English. You're fantastic.
Thank you. So, let me check the words.
You have infinitely better English than I have Japanese. Put it that way.
So, how do I say? Yeah. So on the Bring Me Down, so the money for the Bring Me Down, by the streaming or CDs. We don't know it's going to be how much, but we are thinking about to send to his family.
For sure.
Yeah, so it was a shocking thing. So he passed away, but his playing is really great. I love Death and the Cynic so much. So it was great to.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it was a great thing to have his. Amahiru has his drumming.
I wonder if that's the last recording he did.
Yeah.
Maybe. Who knows? Yeah, it's sad, but it's a great honour to you. I think that he agreed to do start to do the album, then of course appeared on the song. But it does hint at something else, which is that you have impeccable taste in musicians. Because Elise from Amaranthi, you got her to appear on the song Lucky Star. And I've had a chat with, now we're talking, I can't remember the name of the fellow who's the guitarist in Amaranthi. I can't remember his name, sorry, but I've spoken to him. He's a lovely fellow too. But Elise, I think, is one of the great modern metal singers that is going around at the moment. So can you tell me how you brought her into the project?
Yes. So I like Amaranthi so much, and so when we were writing the songs in Japan, at the same time, so it was there was a festival, maybe download in Japan or something. So Amaranthi was in there. Then so Fred knew that. So I'm a very huge fan of the Amaranthi. So he went to Elisa and so hey, I'm writing the songs for the band, and so the guitarists love your voice so much. So how can you join the album? And I just said okay. Yeah, it's so happy to so it was so happy to she joined this album. I love her voice so much.
Yeah, great voice. Yeah, really suits like the electronic metal stuff that what they've got going on too. So did you ask anybody to guest on the album that said no? I know you mentioned Sean said he could and then had other commitments go on, but did you have anybody else that you wanted to join you on the project that couldn't?
No, actually, I don't have much friends in foreign countries, so I didn't ask. So yeah, they are all friends of Fred, and also the Mike from Fear Factory, and the Koon from Epic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like. Yeah. Fred asked me, so who do you want to play in the album? But so I'm not sure about many musicians, and yeah, of course I like Epica so much, and also Fear Factory too. But I didn't imagine that so everyone joined to the album. Yeah.
What about
sorry.
What about Destiny? What about Destinia Nozumu Wakai?
Nozomu-san? yeah, I know him.
Yeah, you didn't think to collaborate with him?
No.
That would be good. That would be a great partnership.
Nozomu-san, yeah. Yeah, I did.
Well, Ronnie Romero.
Yeah, Ronnie is a great guy. So actually, the last year, as Nemophila opened the stage for the metal weekend, and there was Ronnie Romero and Nozomu-san too. They did. They covered some classic songs and there.
Oh yeah.
They played Johnny and something, and yeah. So yeah, we drank so much after the.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So, have you been to Australia before?
No, I want to. I'd love to. I want to go to Australia. So it's a morning.
No, we're in the same time as Japan, so it's 8:15 or 8:17 now.
Yeah, I see.
Same time, yeah, same time zone. That's why it's easy for these interviews with Japanese artists, you know. Yeah, I've spoken to the fellas in Loudness.
Akira.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Partnership there. Would you bring them in for partnership or something like that?
Yes, actually. So I'm using the killer guitar, and
okay.
The killer guitar was made for Akira-san.
Okay.
Yeah. So Akira-san, couple last week and 2 weeks.
Wow.
Before I met with Akira-san and drank little together. Yeah.
There seems to be a theme here amongst all of your guests, you know.
Yeah. Next time.
That's great.
I would call him about that. Yeah.
Yeah. One of my best friends in the world, Masa Kirumasa. I think that's his surname. Sorry, I'll forget it now. Masa Kiramura. He's Japanese and he lives back in Japan, and he drinks more than all of my friends combined, and he's very little. You know, he can put him away and he doesn't get too drunk either. He's hilarious. You know, so what about when you were growing up and you were being influenced by guitarists and you were seeing guitarists on TV, on the internet, who did you love?
My favorite is Brian May.
Perfect.
I like I was 11 or 10 or something. So at that time, so Japan has so huge another boom for the Queen. Queen was always trending in here. So and then so I listened to the first time I listened to I was born to love you, and then after that, so I bought some album, and I started to guitar like I wanted to play like this. So, but at first I couldn't it was so hard to understand what's going on, like orchestration on the guitar. you were so great, and then I started guitar.
Yeah, I reckon I would love to hear you, since you love Queen, the song Scandal. Perfect. Scandal from The Miracle. Great song. Probably one of their best songs, actually, for me. A lot of people don't like it and don't really know it exists, but Brian May's guitar solo on that, oh, perfect. Perfect, yeah. Okay, look, I better wrap things up, and thank you so much for the conversation, Saki. It's a pleasure to talk to you. I have followed you on Twitter and on Facebook, and I'm always excited to see what you're doing, and
Really?
the fact that, I have been. Yeah, I love great guitarists, because I think guitar playing is so important, because kids play on their phones too often. Like they get involved in things that suck their creativity. But the guitar playing is really important. And you know what? You're a role model. Does that make sense? Like, you're a role model because people see that you can do it. Like, young girls, like my daughters, can see Saki can do it, so I'm going to give this a go. And that's really important. Very important. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That's all right. No, thank you so much for the conversation. God bless, and I hope everything goes very well for you. And I'd love to see you in Australia.
Yeah. I love to go.
All right. Well, God bless again, and thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thank you. See ya. Bye.
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 You are listening, or have been listening, to the Scars and Guitars podcast series that syndicates for the O-List Online. My name's Andrew Mackay-Smith, and you just heard from Japanese shredder Saki. She's in Amahiru and a bunch of other great bands. Do check out her stuff online. Thanks for listening.